Alright guys, alright, so welcome to the show guys, and in today's episode Travis is here to find out if he is to blame for his engine failing. Is it eBay? Is it Travis? We're gonna find out today, but let's hear from Travis. Alright Maury, so I'm here today because I know that 4-valve motor failing is not my fault. I mean, come on, an idiot with no arms could put together a 4-valve motor. And the thing is, when I was doing it, I used the rubber gloves, you know, rubber gloves to put together the engine parts and stuff like that. So I'm just curious, if it is found out that you are responsible for your engine failing, what are you going to do? Well, Maury, I really do pride myself on being a stand-up guy, and to be frank, I pulled out the pistons and rods. I pulled out the pistons and rods and checked all that stuff and checked the clearances and checked the crank. I did all that stuff, yeah. So I know for a fact that destroyed motor back there is not mine, and frankly, it does not belong to me. But what if it is yours? Are you going to take full responsibility for messing up this engine? Hell yeah! I'm not a deadbeat. I'm not a deadbeat engine builder. I'll change the oil. I'll rebuild it. I'll put some fresh coolant in it. I mean, that's if it's mine, but if it's not, no, we're gonna scrap it and move on. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, Travis, because the results are in. And in the case of the 1-year-old 4-valve 4.6 liter build, Travis, you are the father. Next time, pull out, son. Pull the crank out. You know what I mean. Make sure that thing is good. I'm gonna rebuild it, Maury. I'm a man up. I'm gonna rebuild it. I'm gonna take care of my mistakes. Alright guys, now that all that silliness is out of the way, we're gonna get down to business. The compression test was completed. As you guys can see, I'm to work today. I'm actually on the boat doing a job, but I cannot let my uploads fall through just because I'm busy. So I decided to bring my cameras to work, and I brought the compression numbers because I actually compression tested this motor about a week ago, and now I'm gonna show you guys, or tell you guys, the numbers, and they're pretty shocking because if you think back, I've made a lot of drifting videos, I've made a lot of racing videos, a lot of donut videos, burnout videos, and this motor was not healthy at all. So all of that power, I guess, that half power, quarter power that we got out of this motor is not even nowhere close to the potential of what this thing can really do. But without dragging this thing on anymore, I'm gonna tell you guys the compression that was in and just explain to you what this means. Okay, so I have the numbers right here. They're on my phone. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'll read them to you right now, okay? And I did this in order of cylinder number, so from 1 to 8. So what I've read is my motor is supposed to have 200 psi of compression across the board. Anywhere from 180 to 200 would be good, would be ideal, right? So let's say we had half or more of the cylinders above 180, we'd be sitting pretty good. It still would be almost half of a motor, but we'd be sitting better than what's actually here on this note. The compression test is as stated. So I'm gonna hold the finger up every time a cylinder is good, not as bad. And don't forget, anywhere from 200 to 180 is good. Anywhere underneath that is sluggish or low compression, right? Compression of the number 1 cylinder was 195. So good. We have a cylinder that's good, right? 195 is awesome. Cylinder number 2, 0 compression. 0 compression for cylinder number 2. Cylinder number 3, 160. Cylinder number 4, 175. That's close to 180, but it's not 180. Cylinder number 5, 150. Cylinder number 6, 170. Cylinder number 7, 0. Cylinder number 8, 160. We have 1 cylinder with good pressure. 1 cylinder in that whole motor was actually doing what it was supposed to be doing. We have 2 cylinders at 0 psi, no compression at all, and we have 5 cylinders. We have 5 cylinders at low compression. At I mean, I wouldn't say low, but I'd say way underneath average, what it's supposed to be. All this time that we've been running this motor this way, this motor was never healthy, and I've been chasing my tail trying to figure out if it's the alternator, if it's the fuel pump, if it's the flicking what the thing named, the fuel filter, if it's wires, I mean if it's coils, I was just pulling my hair out trying to figure out what this thing was. And to be honest, this was my fault from the start. When I started to build that green 4-valve swap and this 4-valve swap, I never compression tested the motor. So the first motor, I would have figured out that something was wrong with that motor because one of those cylinders had a bent rod and the compression would have been off because that rod was bent. So if I compression tested that motor, I would know that that was not a healthy motor. And when I ordered this motor that we currently have, which is a Texaco block 4-valve 4.6 motor, if I compression tested that when I first got it from eBay, when I first brought it to the island of Freeport, Bahamas, I would know for sure that I would have needed to tear this down and re-ring those pistons. I didn't, and it caused me over a year of grief just trying to figure out if it's wire harness, if it's alternator, if it's fuel pump, if it's all this stuff. And all this time, it was compression. That makes me feel extremely stupid. But alright guys, before we go any further, I really want to encourage you guys to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications by hitting that little bell next to the subscribe button. Don't forget, you can donate to this channel by going in the description below and going to my PayPal and just sending me anything. Anything helps with the bills, guys. Thanks so much. Let's continue with the video. Alright, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are asking, what do we do about this? And if you didn't catch my last video, you should go watch it. I give a real detailed rundown on what we're going to be doing to this block, to the heads, everything. When you have compression issues, it could be a number of things. So I don't want to just say I can narrow it down to 2 or 3 things that'll cause low compression or no compression. So what I will do is tell you what I'm going to do to double check this motor before we put it back in the vehicle to make sure that we have good compression. I am going to be tearing this motor straight down to a bare block. I'm going to be putting new rings on those pistons. So we're going to have all new rings. I'm going to be leak down testing all the valves for leakage, because if those valves aren't seating to the head properly, it is going to cause a compression drop in the cylinders that those valves are not opening or closing properly. Or it's going to cause an issue where those valves are not seating, like I said, against the head, and that'll cause compression issues as well. So we're going to check, we're going to re-ring, we're going to check all our pistons to make sure that they're still good. They could be damaged as well. The pistons or the piston wall could be damaged as well. So we're going to be checking the block, re-ringing those pistons, leak down testing those valves in the head, and before we even put this motor back in the vehicle, we're going to change the oil pump, we're going to change connecting rod bearings, we're going to change main bearings while we're down there to get us some better oil pressure. And from there, we really shouldn't have any issue when it comes to, you know, being able to drive this 4-valve swap like a proper 4-valve swap. It'll actually feel like a Cobra swap. That's kind of what everyone goes for when we go 4-valve swap. So we're looking for that similar power to a Cobra. And hopefully, when I'm done with this rebuild or this quick refresh, whatever you want to call it, we're gonna get those desired results. So thank you guys so much for watching. That is the results of the compression test of the 4-valve motor. Like I said before, like, share, and subscribe. Always remember, don't drift without your dreams. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.